my loves, welcome back to MoonChild Serendipity Tarot. So today we will conclude the 2023 predictions for BTS members. So today we have Jungkook's reading. We're gonna have a look at the overall energy of 2023 for Jungkook, what can be expected for that's coming for him in this year. So we will do that with the oracle cards here, and then we will break it down to the quarters of the year. So we will be looking at 3 months blocks. What is the focus of energy in those blocks for Jungkook? We do that with the major arcana cards here, and then we've got some other tarot cards to clarify the energy. And then by the end we will shuffle this deck together on camera to see if there is any last information we can know about how 2023 is going to be for Jungkook. So let's get started with the oracle cards representing the overall energy of the year for Jungkook. I have to say he almost got 2 cards from every deck, which is unusual. Usually I only intend to get 1 card, but they jumped out, so I had to take them. Oh, and I should also mention that during my pre-reading meditation, I kind of saw Jungkook all curled up in like a cocoon. So it has a feeling of him resting or hibernating, but it's actually not. He's going through a lot of internal development, a lot of internal growth, because like when what's happening inside a cocoon is that like major changes happening, so that one can break out of that and be totally transformed into a new form of being, of existing. So so that tells me that there will be a lot going on under the surface in 2023 for Jungkook. We might not see him that much, but nonetheless he's going through major transformation in his life. So the first card we have here, Sun, Source. Yeah, so there's a lot of power, or like charging power, because it's Source here. So it does give me the feeling that Jungkook is being charged up, being prepared, being how do you say that, being fed with higher energy to prepare for his transformation. Also the Sun is a sign of strength and passion and abundance and joy and happiness as well. So this process will not, usually transformation is painful, and we have to shred a lot of our old selves in order to grow. But I do feel like this process for Jungkook will be a little bit more enjoyable compared to the average person. It might be because of the fact that he thinks of things quite simply. Simply might sound degrading, but it's like he has a very unfiltered way of looking at life, and because of that he doesn't have too much external conditionings shaping his opinion, shaping himself. That's why he will be able to enjoy transformation better than most other people. The next card we have, Achieve. I like that, Capricorn. So this is an indication of by the end of 2023, Jungkook will be out of the cocoon and being transformed into a new form of being, into a new Jungkook. The next card we have, Deep Replenishment, Rest, Retreat, Rest, and Be Held. I love that because of the image that I saw, that he's being cooped up in a cocoon. It feels like he's being hibernating, but then also we have the source, and I talked about Jungkook being charged up with positive, powerful energy to prepare himself for the transformation, and that is essentially the energy of this card, deep replenishment. So he might be on holiday right now, or he just like stayed home and getting really comfortable. His home is being his sanctuary right now, which is really really nice. But that's why we don't see a lot of him. It doesn't mean that he's not working on his things. It's just the working is also replenishment to him. It's also a type of charging for him. The next card we have here, align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change. These also align with the image of the cocoon, because inside the cocoon, the what do you call the thing, the thing that goes inside the cocoon, it's being completely dissolved and rearranged and being molded into something totally new and totally different. So yeah, as I was saying, through our transformation we have to shred a lot of ourselves, our old selves, that are no longer serving the purpose of the next energetic cycle that we're stepping in. So Jungkook is essentially this year 2023, he's going through big transformation in his life. Also this, I don't know why, but this card, when I saw this card, my time started playing in my head. It's like, when am I gonna find my time? And this is when Jungkook is finding his time and aligning his life. The next card we have, am I surprised? Change. Oh yeah, and this changes the big information is being elevated. He's being helped by a hot air balloon. And again, we have the sun here. So Jungkook's having all the resources that he needs to go through this transformation. Maybe that's why I said that this is gonna be more enjoyable to him than for most people. He's getting like a lot of spiritual help as well. Help that he wouldn't even like notice that is there, but the process is being quite like smooth and enjoyable, because we know that he likes the height and he likes riding, being elevated up in the air. I do see him like sitting on this horse here, being cruised through the sky with a hot air balloon. He's totally enjoying it. With other people, they will freak out. But he's totally enjoying this process, which is amazing. I'm getting chills right now. The next card we have here, oh, Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. Didn't Jimin get this card as well? So this talks about perspectives, that everything is true at a certain point in time, and also with change, essentially with the change card, it also has a meaning of having a different perspective from higher above, or changing your perspective, changing your way of looking at things. And also I'm looking at these fragmented or like mirrors, all the images of that Jungkook sees of himself. Everything is true. This part of himself is true, and the other part is also true. This image of himself is true, and the other part is also true. In one of his songs, maybe the Comania, he did say that, what if the version of me that you see, it's not the real version of me. I think this year is the time when Jungkook realized that the version of him that we see is also a true version, and the version of him that he sees in the mirror that we don't necessarily see is also true. And then he will realize that he can align all of his parts and recognize himself as a whole, with all of these fragments, or all of these different images or different selves. That is very interesting. And the last two oracle cards here we have, the heart of the matter. Say there's more going on than meets the eye. Ooh, I'm looking at this sleeping child here. This is what I saw in my vision. The child he's being blessed, he's being protected, he's being charged while he's sleeping. It's also telling me that maybe Jungkook will receive a lot of like downloads and messages during his sleep through dreams. But the heart of the matter is that Jungkook is realizing that all parts of himself is true and valid and deserving of recognitions, of his own recognitions. The last one we have here, choose love. I like that. You always have choice. Make yours with love. I think this pertains to, not just romantic love, but love for himself, self-love, love for what he's doing, love for life, love for the people around him, just gratitude for life. And I never see Jungkook lacking of that. He has so much love within himself. Oh, we have 21 and 22. Just one leading to the other. Oh, and also we have butterfly very prominent here. So again, transformation is, wow, we have 20, 21, 22. Okay. Definitely progressing pretty fast. Okay, let's have a look at the focus energy of each quarter of the year. So the first one we will have a look at is of course January to March. We have strength and we have the world. So again, more sun and fire energy with the strength, and then with the world it does indicate the ending of a cycle. I love that both these cards have image of mountains. So maybe Jungkook would go on like hiking trips as a part of his retreat and replenishment. But also it gives me the feeling that this first quarter of the year is a very, very significant. Maybe it's not the last stage of his transformation or like of his cocooning stage, but this is where he's being really, really charged up to approach the end of this cocooning stage. So he's maybe like that will finish by the end of March, moving into April. But yeah, I don't see a lot physically going on here, but a lot's going on energetically. Like everything's being wrapped up to prepare Jungkook for the transformation that is yet to come. So let's have a look at the second quarter, so which is April, May and June. We have the moon, and to clarify this, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Two of Wands also in reverse. I do think with this the moon card, because the moon card represents intuition, also fear, and fear of the unknown. But when I see it, I always see that we fear of the unknown because we don't really know ourselves that much. That's why we fear of the unknown. If we confident of ourselves and we're confident of the universe always having our back, then we will not be so scared of what's out there anymore. But when I see this combination of the moon and these two wands cards in the reverse, I do get the feeling of like this is the period where Jungkook is giving up on the urge to control things. He would just let things play itself out and trust his intuition that things are going into the right places. This is where things getting aligned without Jungkook having to fight for the control. if that makes sense. I think this is where he's like about to break out of the cocoon. This is like the stage where he's the weakest. Well, not in a bad way, but like when he has no defense, but also no urge to control the situation. He would just give it up to the universe to arrange things for him, and I think this is a very very significant development for someone like Jungkook, to give up the control, to an unknown force, to trust that this is the right path, and to trust in the ultimate power of the creator, so to speak. Yeah, so let's have a look at the next quarter. So this is July, August, and September. We have Judgment, and to clarify this, we have the Hermit. Oh, we were just talking about walking out, like getting out of the cocoon, right? When I saw this card, I do see like somebody emerging from like something like a basement, and when they walk up the stairs, this is what they see. It's like bright sky and lusty green, and like real and fresh air. Oh my god! I just realized this is a graveyard. Somebody just okay. So this is it. Like this is Jungkook waking up from the cocoon. But I don't want to say the term, but you know when we're talking about transformation, is essentially breaking down everything and just like it's like a rebirth. That is the meaning of transformation, or is another form of transformation. But that's the image I'm seeing. So this is Jungkook emerging. This is the period where he emerged from his hibernation, his replenishment, and gaining what is it, and like revising his knowledge, the knowledge that he has gained during the hibernation period. And I'm just seeing like going out of this, getting out of the cocoon as a very, very wise man, like a lot wiser for his age. Yeah, but so far, all these energies are just things happening under the surface. So again, I don't think we're gonna see a lot of Jungkook this year. But nonetheless, it's like this is powerful, potent events happening for him in his personal development, and this is solid feeling of solitude, which makes sense because now they are in their individual development path, exploring their individual ways or their individuality. Does that make sense? So for the last quarter of 2023, we have the Catacomb. This card is unique to this deck. I will talk about it later. To clarify this, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups. This makes sense. But again, I was just talking about how with the Judgment card, somebody's walking out of cocooning period, and then we have the Catacomb. This somebody is going again into another self solitude period, but this time they are a lot more prepared. They have a lot more knowledge, and this Catacomb is essentially the biggest transformation of the first 25 years of Jungkook's life, is what I'm hearing. This is the chamber of knowledge. Chamber is the chamber of darkness, but once he enters this, he will learn a lot about himself and his life purpose. And I do think like Jungkook will have a lot of spiritual support in this journey. And the way that I mentioned somewhere that the world is not the end of a cycle, but is the end of the preparation stage. The real deal is this catacomb. So by the end of 2023, Jungkook will step into another period of self-discovery, self-improvement, self-growth. And this one is major, major, major for him. And it clarifies, but by the end of this year he will be 26. So has this been delayed? Somehow, probably. But we have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups. I do feel like he's excited to enter this phase. And when the Queen of Cups in reverse, we have a snow here, so this process will be speed up for him. Will speed up for Jungkook. Maybe that's why it was delayed, so that he could gather all the knowledge and the preparation that he needed to speed up the progress. So maybe this catacomb phase would initially take 3-4 years, but now that it was delayed and Jungkook has been prepared in another way, it might as well just take 1.5 years. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But that is the focus point of the last quarter of 2023 for Jungkook. Okay, let's shuffle this deck together to see if there is any last information we can know about 2023 for Jungkook. I'll shuffle until the cards jump out, so bear with me. We were just talking about delay, and it's taking forever to get a card now, so let's see what happened. Oh, right, got it. So, the last card we have here, transition. Oh wow, okay, this makes sense. Number 11 and the signs in Cancer. Transition. We were just talking about the world being the end of a preparation stage, and everything it's just preparing Jungkook for the end of 2023, which is the catacomb phase, which is the biggest transformation of his life up until this point. So this makes sense. This is all 2023 is the transition stage for Jungkook to elevate himself and his energy to be even more closer to his best version, to his most elevated version of himself, of his soul, of his vibration. I'm really curious about how he would be throughout this period, and also because I don't see the catacomb phase will finish in this year. So I'm curious of the process and what's going on, and how much of it we will see, because pretty much all of these cards are things happening underneath the surface. So I don't know how much of this we can confirm, and of course things might change along the way as well. But yeah, nonetheless, that's all that I have for Jungkook for 2023's prediction. Thank you so much for being with me, and this series also concludes here. And yeah, thank you so much for being patient with me in my irregular update. I'll try to be better in this year, but the next one we have will be Hosok's birthday blessings. And yeah, I'll see you yet there. Please take care, stay healthy, stay positive, and safe wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.